Have you ever wondered how much of our learning comes from simply observing others? This is a question that intrigued a young man named Albert Bandura, born in Poland in 1924. His curiosity propelled him into the realm of psychology, where he sought to understand the mysteries of human behavior and learning. The world was a different place back then, but Bandura's inquisitive spirit remained undeterred. He observed, pondered, and questioned, with a determination that was as relentless as the passing of time. His journey wasn't easy, but it was fueled by a desire to unravel the intricacies of human behavior. Through his observations and research, he began to develop an idea, a theory that would revolutionize our understanding of learning. A theory that boldly proposed that much of our learning occurs through observing and imitating others. Bandura's curiosity and dedication set the stage for a theory that would change the way we understand learning. Bandura's studies on observational learning broke new ground in the world of psychology. Albert Bandura, a Polish-born psychologist, dedicated a significant part of his career to studying children and their learning processes. He was particularly interested in how children learn from observation. His curiosity led him to conduct a series of fascinating studies that would eventually reshape our understanding of learning. In the mid-20th century, Bandura embarked on this journey to explore children's observational learning. He observed children in various settings, meticulously recording their behaviors and interactions. His observations led him to a profound realization: children don't just learn from direct experience or instruction. They also learn by observing the actions, behaviors, and consequences of others. This was a revolutionary idea at the time, challenging the prevailing behaviorist theories that dominated psychology. The behaviorists, following in the footsteps of B.F. Skinner, believed that learning was primarily a result of direct experiences and reinforcement. But Bandura's observations suggested otherwise. He began to develop a comprehensive framework that integrated both cognitive and environmental factors. This framework, which would later be known as the social learning theory, posited that individuals learn through observing and imitating others. It was a radical departure from traditional learning theories, integrating cognitive processes with behavioral learning. In 1977, Bandura published his social learning theory, marking a significant milestone in the field of psychology. The theory asserted that both cognitive and environmental factors play a crucial role in shaping observable behavior and the learning process. It emphasized the social nature of learning, suggesting that we learn not only intellectually but also socially, through interactions with peers, parents, teachers, and other influential figures in our lives. Bandura's studies and subsequent theory challenged the status quo, sparking debates and further research. It opened up new avenues for understanding human behavior and the learning process, providing a more nuanced and comprehensive perspective. Bandura's studies revealed that learning is not just an intellectual process, but also a social one. His work paved the way for a deeper understanding of how we learn and grow, fundamentally changing the landscape of psychology and education. At the heart of Bandura's theory are two key concepts: observational learning and mediational processes. Observational learning, as the name suggests, is all about learning through observation. It's not just passive watching, though. It's about actively observing and then imitating the emotional expressions, attitudes, and behaviors of others. It's about learning by example, by modeling what we see. This concept underscores the social nature of learning. We don't learn in isolation. We learn from our interactions with others, our peers, parents, teachers, and other influential figures. Now, for observational learning to occur, Bandura highlights four essential conditions: attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. First, we need to pay attention to the model. We can't learn if we're not focused on what's being demonstrated. Second, we need to retain what we've observed. Memory plays a crucial role here. We need to remember the behaviors we've observed if we're going to replicate them. Third, we need to reproduce the behavior. We need to physically enact what we've observed. And finally, we need to be motivated to imitate. We need a reason, a drive to replicate the behavior. Moving on to the second key concept, Mediational processes. These are the cognitive factors that come into play between stimuli and responses. They're the mental processes that determine how we perceive, imitate, and react to observed behaviors. These processes, again, are attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. They're the same conditions required for observational learning, but they also serve as the link between the stimuli we observe and our responses to them. In a nutshell, Bandura's social learning theory highlights the importance of observational learning and the cognitive processes that mediate our responses to stimuli. It asserts that learning is a social process, reliant on our interactions with others and our cognitive abilities to pay attention, remember, reproduce, and be motivated to imitate. Bandura's theory offers a comprehensive understanding of how we learn from observing others. Bandura's Bobo doll experiment is a classic in the field of psychology. This series of studies, conducted between the years 1961 and 65, gave us an intriguing glimpse into the world of observational learning. The experiment was designed cleverly. Bandura and his team used a Bobo doll, a large inflatable toy that returns to an upright position even after being knocked down. The objective was to explore the impact of vicarious reinforcement on children's behavior after observing aggressive actions toward the doll. In each experiment, children were divided into different groups. Each group was exposed to a different scenario involving the Bobo doll. In one scenario, an adult model would act aggressively toward the doll, punching and kicking it, while in the presence of the children. In another scenario, the adult model would interact gently with the doll. And in a third scenario, there was no adult model, leaving the children to interact with the Bobo doll as they wished. The findings? Quite fascinating. Children who observed the aggressive behavior were significantly more likely to act aggressively toward the Bobo doll themselves, imitating the actions they had observed. On the other hand, children who observed the gentle interaction, or who were left to their own devices, showed far less aggression. These results illustrated the power of observational learning, a core concept of Bandura's social learning theory. It demonstrated that children learn not just from their own experiences, but also by observing the actions of others. It showed that behavior is not simply a response to stimuli, but a complex process mediated by cognitive factors. Children were not merely copying the aggressive behavior, they were learning that such behavior was acceptable and even rewarded. In essence, the Bobo doll experiment was a groundbreaking study that provided empirical evidence for Bandura's theory. It underlined the importance of considering social and cognitive factors in understanding human behavior, and it highlighted the role of observational learning in shaping how we act. The Bobo doll experiment was a groundbreaking study that provided empirical evidence for Bandura's theory. Bandura's theory has left a lasting legacy in modern psychology and found applications in various domains of life. The integration of cognitive processes into behaviorism, a significant departure from the previously dominant behaviorist theories, enriched the understanding of human behavior and learning. This groundbreaking approach paved the way for the development of the social cognitive theory, marking a significant milestone in psychology. Bandura's theory has permeated various aspects of life, manifesting in education, parenting, sports, politics, and even religion. In education, the theory offers a valuable framework for educators. By modeling positive behaviors, providing a supportive learning environment, and harnessing the power of peer influence, teachers can actively shape students' behavior and development. At home, parents can apply Bandura's theory by modeling positive behavior, monitoring media influence, encouraging peer interaction, and setting clear expectations. This approach promotes a healthy learning environment where children can observe and imitate positive behaviors, fostering their growth and development. In sports, coaches use Bandura's theory to demonstrate techniques and strategies, allowing athletes to learn by observing and replicating these actions. In politics, leaders often use the power of observational learning to influence their followers. Even in religion, the concept of learning by observing and imitating the behaviors and attitudes of religious leaders and peers is prevalent. Bandura's theory also introduced the concept of self-efficacy, indicating confidence in one's ability to perform a task. This concept has profound implications in various domains. For instance, in education, a student's self-efficacy can influence their academic performance and motivation. In sports, an athlete's belief in their abilities can impact their performance and resilience. Through his pioneering work, Bandura has forever changed how we understand and facilitate learning. His legacy continues to influence modern psychology, shaping how we view human behavior and learning in a societal context. The applications of his theory continue to expand, touching various aspects of life and contributing to the betterment of individuals and society at large. So, what can we learn from Albert Bandura's social learning theory? Well, it's clear that this revolutionary theory underscores the significance of observational learning in a societal context. We learn not simply through personal experience, but by observing and imitating the behaviors of others. This extends beyond cognitive processes to encompass our interactions with peers, parents, teachers, and influential figures. Bandura's theory also introduces us to mediational processes, which act as the bridge between stimuli and responses. These cognitive factors, including attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation, govern how we perceive, imitate, and react to observed behaviors. Moreover, Bandura's theory has profound implications for education and parenting. By modeling positive behaviors and creating supportive environments, educators and parents can guide children towards constructive outcomes. Through understanding and applying Bandura's theory, we can better facilitate learning and foster positive behaviors in ourselves and others. After all, as Bandura's theory illustrates, we are both learners and teachers in the grand classroom of life.